Hi, hello, my name is Gomer Joseph. I hope you've all been having a great day so far. Welcome back to another True Crime Tuesdays video. If you are new, I welcome you. Before I discuss today's case, I did not get to mention this in my last video, but I will mention it in this video. I am so thankful that we have finally reached 500 subscribers. And again, I understand that to the world's definition of success. 500 subscribers isn't all that, but I am grateful for it. I am having more subscribers than I did when I first started out, and I praise the Lord for that. I am so thankful for y'all who have really been with me since the beginning of me putting out these true crime videos, and I'm looking forward to having the next 500 subscribers. I'd also like to mention my Christian suspense book series, which is Never As It Seems. The first book in the series is available on Amazon, and you can read it on any device on the Kindle app for free. So if you're interested, the link will be in the description box below. Today, I'll be discussing the unsolved disappearance of Phoenix Coldon. I first heard about this case through the documentary about her on Oxygen, and that was I think around 4 years ago. After researching this case, it still bothers me that Phoenix is still missing to this day. Her case feels like an extremely hard game of where is Waldo, except Waldo's picture, where he's supposed to be, is cut out. So many people had so many different things to say about Phoenix, but for all of these years, there hasn't been a straight road in locating her. I encourage you all to do your own research with this case and not to just look at my video for all of the information. Here we go. Phoenix Coldon was born on May 23rd of 1988 in California, and she was actually born as Phoenix Reeves to Goldia Reeves. I know that with Phoenix's biological father, I could not find the name of this man, but later on, her mother, Goldia, would marry a man named Lawrence Coldon when she and Phoenix moved to Missouri. And after Goldia married Lawrence, he adopted Phoenix, and that's how she became Phoenix Coldon. Phoenix was described as somebody who was kind-hearted, pleasant, happy, goofy, someone who loved music. She was talented on the piano, and she played in the handbell choir in her church. Phoenix was described as well-spoken, nice, talented. She did pick up fencing, and as she was growing up, she was homeschooled, and she was said to have loved learning, and she would later go on to college in the University of Missouri, St. Louis. On December 18th of 2011, Phoenix is 23 at this point, and she and her mom, Goldia, have went to church. Then after church, they went back home. An hour after she arrived back home, Phoenix left home without saying goodbye to her parents, which was out of character for her, and they assumed that she left to go to the store or something. This would be the last time Phoenix would ever be seen again. When morning came and Phoenix wasn't inside of the house, this worried her parents. They had no idea where Phoenix was, they weren't able to contact her, so they ended up calling 911. And again, Phoenix was 23, so because of her age, the police didn't really take it seriously because since she was an adult, they felt like she could just leave whenever she wanted and not really spend their resources on her like that. The answers that the police gave to her parents truly frustrated them, so they began to have a search party. They would put up flyers and search hospitals throughout the city. Phoenix's parents would eventually find out where Phoenix's vehicle was discovered, and her vehicle was a black 1998 Chevy Blazer, and it was discovered in this traffic lane 2 hours after she left, and it was located in East St. Louis, Illinois, which was 25 minutes away from her parents' house in St. Louis, Missouri. The thing about East St. Louis was that it was known to be a bad, rough, dangerous area, and it was also known to be an area where there was a lot of sex trafficking. The information that her parents got was that the keys were still inside of the car, the engine was running, the lights were on, the driver's door was open, that Phoenix's purse was inside, that her glasses were inside, and that her shoes were inside. But again, there was no Phoenix. When the car was discovered, it was initially labeled as an abandoned car. And the thing about it being abandoned, like, I just don't understand, like, why Phoenix's parents weren't contacted, because they were the ones who owned the car. But of course, the registration wasn't inside, but you still have a license plate. So I just don't understand why Phoenix's parents weren't contacted when the license plate was still clearly there. What's really strange about this situation with the car was that Phoenix's parents didn't know about this until January 1st, which was weeks after Phoenix went missing. And they only found out because a family friend, not the police, informed them that Phoenix's car was located. Later on, her parents would discover that the engine wasn't running, the keys weren't there, the lights weren't on, the driver's door wasn't open, and that there was no purse. Now, I'm trying to figure out, like, how this car even got there. Like, I'm trying to figure out if Phoenix was even still inside when the car was parked on this driveway. I have no idea. But the parents, they didn't really remember, like, if they heard about this initial information on the news, or, like, they just don't remember, like, any specific person telling them. They just knew that they got the initial information from something. After the disappearance, her parents, of course, understandably, really grew frustrated with the lack of police work and the lack of media attention. But thankfully, they were able to get some sort of coverage on the news by a reporter named Chandria Thomas. Now, Phoenix grew up pretty conservative, so she was taught to live a specific way. She grew up with conservative values. She grew up going to the church, and they raised her to be a certain way. But sadly, Phoenix had a few secrets under her sleeve. What Phoenix's parents didn't know was that she had a boyfriend named Michael, who also went by Mike B. And Phoenix wanted to keep this from them so much that she had her own phone while still using the phone on her parents' plan. So her parents didn't know about this boyfriend until after Phoenix disappeared. Once the identity of this Mike guy was exposed, he was asked about Phoenix. Now, I'm not sure if the police were questioning him or if a private investigator questioned him, because the family hired the private investigator because they felt like the police wasn't doing much. So eventually it was shown in the phone records that he did speak to Phoenix a day before her disappearance, but claimed that he didn't remember what they discussed. But if you're involved with somebody and this person that you're involved with disappears the next day, like, I would think that you would remember at least something of what the conversation was like the day before they vanished, but who knows. Phoenix also had a friend named Akira who mentioned that Phoenix was involved with another guy named Mike. The thing about this other Mike was that an ex of his had a restraining order on him due to violent behavior. So the ex, she saw that he was researching Phoenix's case, like, a lot. And this really made her think about things. This really made her wonders. So eventually she would find out that this Mike and Phoenix were involved, and he pretty much told her in a very uncomfortable situation that I believe he like slammed her to the wall as he told her this. He told her not to stress about Phoenix because he said, according to X, this other Mike said that Phoenix was dead. The same friend, Akira, who mentioned the other Mike, did also mention that after Phoenix came back home after living at college, because she was experiencing this sort of freedom that she never had before while she was being homeschooled, that when Phoenix came back home, she wasn't really happy at home. And, as she was coming back home, she told Akira that someone or something would come after her. According to Akira, Phoenix wasn't really specific, and she did explain that they stopped talking a week before she disappeared. So a week before Phoenix disappeared, Akira and Phoenix had this conversation, and I assume that they were talking about one of Phoenix's boyfriends. So they have this disagreement, and it grows to the point where Phoenix would proceed to pull out a dagger out on her friend. But, the two of them were eventually able to calm down. And Phoenix, according to Akira, said that she was leaving somewhere, but of course wasn't being specific about where she was heading towards. So overall, Akira is saying that Phoenix was pretty much being out of character, which does make sense because according to her parents, it was out of character for Phoenix to just leave the house without telling them where she was going. Another example of Phoenix being out of character was when she recorded herself a month before she vanished. And watching this video, she seemed to have been like a bit disoriented and troubled. And the main topic of this video was that she just wanted to start over and feel happy again. Sometime after Phoenix disappeared, there have been some supposed sightings of her. So almost 3 years after Phoenix disappeared, she had a friend named Kelly who states that when she was on a plane, she saw this person with a group of women, and that this specific woman looked exactly like Phoenix. And, I guess this adds to the theory of, because there are theories out there that Phoenix was actually kidnapped and placed into sex trafficking, which is why she was gone for this long. And again, like I mentioned earlier in the video, East St. Louis was pretty much known to be this place where there was a lot of sex trafficking, and that's where the vehicle was last seen. So Phoenix's friend Kelly calls out Phoenix's name on this plane. So the woman who she called out as Phoenix immediately turned around and looked at Kelly, asking if she looked like someone. Kelly tells this woman that she looks like her friend Phoenix, and without saying another word, this woman just walked off with her group. Now, I really wish that this friend would have, at least called somebody. I don't know if she did, I'm not sure. I would hope that maybe she called, the police to go ahead and see if they could go ahead and investigate this more, but to my knowledge, the police weren't able to investigate this supposed sighting more either. And there was also another supposed sighting online of a screenshot of Phoenix on a sex tape, but it seems like with certain digging, this supposed sex tape of Phoenix on it seemed to have ended up being a hoax anyway. That's all the information I have for you guys right now. So if you are watching this video and you have any information at all about this case, please be a snitch. Call 911 or the St. Louis County Police Department, which is 314-615-5400. It's been almost 11 full years since Phoenix has gone missing. Those who loved her have missed her desperately, And I wouldn't be surprised if her parents still find it difficult to sleep at night without knowing where their only child is. My prayer is that God would comfort them and provide them with the answers that they're searching for. The God that I serve, the God of the Bible, is an all-seeing God. He knows exactly what happened to Phoenix that day and knows exactly where she is. I thank you all for taking the time in your day to watch this video. If you did like this video, please feel free to hit the like button. If you have any thoughts on this case at all, please leave your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you'd like to see more videos from me, please feel free to subscribe and click the bell to be notified about the next video. If there's a certain true crime case that you'd like me to go ahead and cover, go ahead and let me know. I will see y'all for next True Crime Tuesdays, and I will talk to y'all later.